We survived a Northridge quake and rebuilt time after each wildfire season. When time got tough, we got tougher. But I often think we are really tough enough for the big one. I mean the big West Coast quake and East Coast storms, the hurricanes in the south and the tornadoes in the middle. And one day, maybe one day, the beautiful Yellowstone will erupt. I have never been to Yellowstone, but Sherry went there twice. She told me she booked a cabin in 1993 after seeing a year 2000 Doomsday video. She wanted to prepare for the worst, so she planned her first vacation to see Yellowstone. She said, if the end is coming, she had to visit Yellowstone before the last show. Luckily, the end did not come, and Yellowstone is still there. But eruption in Yellowstone will happen. We just don't know when it will happen. When supervolcanoes like Yellowstone erupt, the devastation would be much worse than what we saw in Mount St. Helens in 1980. A major eruption will impact the whole world, and even a small one will devastate the United States. And a middle will cover, well, the Midwest and our food supply in ashes. Based on real quake activities, a certain eruption may be near. I thought maybe I can check Nostreadamus' book of prophecies. I will share with you what I found, although I have to tell you that it is very difficult to predict based on Nostreadamus' quatrains, as there is not a timestamp. However, I may have found something that would tie a coming eruption with current events so we can prepare for it. For people who are new to my Nostreadamus decoding, the first step is to find the quatrains out of the 942. And I use keywords, and I cluster. When I find quatrains with information, I will then look at the quatrains before and after, as many important information may be there. In this case, I use the word pork. The first one grabbed my attention is Century 2, Quatrain 65. The sloping pork, great calamity, to be done through Hasper and Uspar. The fire in the ship, plague and captivity. Mercury and Sagittarius, Saturn will fade. Do you know what calamity means? An event causing great and often sudden damage or distress. Isn't sloping parking and great calamity a perfect way to describe Yellowstone? I don't know where in Serbia, but I am sure Hispera in California would feel the impact of a major Yellowstone eruption. If you wonder why the word ship is mentioned here, then I have to tell you the world's tallest active geyser in the world, Steamboat Geyser, is in Yellowstone, and it had a record-breaking year in 2018 with 34 eruptions. That is why it is called fire in the ship. The word plague must mean the eruption would happen when the plague overtook the world. And the word captivity, would it mean the magma captured in the chamber? For people calling me Stretch, let's look at the next quatrain. Century 2, Quatrain 66. Though great dangers and captive escaped, in a short time great his future changed. In the palace the people are trapped, through good omen the city besieged. Although this can mean a lot of events and apply to many people, the fact that this line followed the Yellowstone quatrain, this can mean magma escaped, chambered, and started the eruption. And the eruption would have changed everyone's fortune. People would be trapped and cities besieged. The next quatrain may point out the timing of the eruption. Century 2, Quatrain 67. The blonde one will come to compromise the forked nose. 1. through the door, and we will chase him out. That exiles when he will have restored, committing the strongest to marine places. I searched and searched, but cannot find the word fork-nosed one. I checked on if it could be hook-nosed or snub-nosed, but I end up with the meaning of keep your nose up as the best meaning. We currently have the longest government shutdown, which is the result of the blonde one, and the one who refused to accept the deal, which is the one with the nose up. So I guess this not only point to the time of when the eruption will happen, but also the result of the fight. It seems like the blonde one will lose first, but then stage a big comeback, and that comeback may be a conflict at sea with foreign powers. So we found the third quatrain from 65 to 67. How about Century 2 quatrain 64? The people of Geneva, drying up with the hunger and thirst, hope at hand will come to fail. On the point of trembling will be the law of him of the Chivins. Fleet at the great port cannot be received. Let me point out to you the word trembling. Could that mean quake will hit every part of the world during Doomsday period, and it will bring also hunger and thirst? And the mention of Geneva is important because Switzerland was not attacked during both World War. So it may mean it is about an event not yet happened. I think the messages in this quatrain cluster seem to confirm that Yellowstone would erupt when we are already troubled with weather disaster and plague. And if the mix of the current government shutdown quatrain is the hidden timeline, then the eruption would happen sooner than you think. Some people got upset with me for giving bad predictions, but I would feel horrible if I do not share my concern with you. I hope I am wrong, and I probably am wrong, since no one has decoded Nostreadamus before disasters hit. So maybe you have nothing to worry. But whether I am right or wrong, you can look at these quatrains and maybe come up with a better explanation than can really resolve this mystery. This is Ed Fretchel. Thank you for watching.